Welcome to Future Flex. I'm your host, Marlia, and today I'm here with Steph Apostolides, aka the Melbourne Chippy Chick, and Keith the Foreman. Now, if you're interested in a career in building and construction, you're going to want to hear what they have to say. So hey guys, welcome to Future Flex. How you going?
Good, thanks.
Hi Marlia, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, before we get into it, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about the VCE Vocational Major. So basically, you get to do classroom subjects as well as get some practical experience in a vocational industry. And you also get to start working towards a vet certificate, which is really cool to start in high school.
I wish I had that when I was in high school.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah?
My daughter's actually doing it right now.
Oh, that's really cool.
She's doing hair, makeup and beauty.
Interesting. So tell me a little bit about what you do. Keith, do you want to start?
I'm actually renovating bathrooms at the moment and loving it. I'm enjoying being my own boss, using the time the way I want to use my time. Don't have to be up every day at 5 a.m, getting home at 7. I've got my own hours and I love the freedom. And some days I'm on the tools, some days I'm quoting, some days I'm invoicing. It's always changing and I'm loving being back running my own business.
What about you, Steph?
So I'm a qualified carpenter. I started when I was 23 and I'm running 3 businesses, which carpentry has led me to, which is amazing, on the tools here and there and helping females get into the trade. So, yeah.
So let's go back in time now. Can you tell me a little bit about what high school was like for you?
For me, it was fun, exciting. Got to VCE, it was a bit overwhelming, but I got through it and knuckled down and, yeah, it was awesome.
I love school. Took it seriously. My parents kept reminding me that I'm setting my future up by going to school. So I worked hard. And my parents also told me that work was a lot harder than school, and I listened to them. And I found out pretty quickly they were right. So I did VCE, and looking back, I loved it.
And when you were in school, were there specific subjects that you did that you really enjoyed that you think has helped you in your career now?
Many. Yeah, well, maths, English, you use them every day. I did a lot of woodwork, which I implement now. So, yeah, my school really set me up perfectly for what I chose to do, being a chippy. I was ready to go and I've had a good career.
Awesome. And you, Steph?
Well, I think graphic design was really helpful for me. I wanted to be an architect, but I wasn't so good at maths. So then I ended up doing carpentry, which the graphic design really helped me in that aspect.
Now that I know a little bit about your school, I'd love to know what the transition was like for you from school into the careers that you're in now.
Transitioning from school, I went to a full-time job, so I didn't really know what I wanted to do. When I decided on what I wanted to do was after around 6 months of doing traffic control. So I got the feel of being outside. Then made a few phone calls. I asked a few questions of different schools and TAFEs and then led me into carpentry. My uncle actually told me, if you're doing traffic control, you should do a trade under your dad, because my dad's a builder and carpenter. So I did that and it's got me here.
I found the transition easy because I'd done so much woodwork in my schooling. Like if from year 7 all the way to year 12, I did at least 6 hours a week in woodwork. So my skills were great and I was ready to go. So I found the transition very easy.
Building houses in year 12.
Yeah, we were pitching roofs in year 12. I started building studies, doing floor joist bearers, things like that. So I was ready to go when I started my apprenticeship.
And that's so great that you talk about that practical experience, because that's what's really great about the VCE Vocational Major. You can start working on those skills that you're going to need to succeed in that career. So
A bit more specific by the sounds of it.
yes, so that's really good to hear. Can you tell me the best thing about what you do in your jobs and probably something you could live without?
I can definitely live without the dust.
Yeah.
The dust drives me nuts. And when you're doing bathroom renovations, you might pull a ceiling down. You might have 100-year-old insulation that's been up there for 100 years come down on you, and the dust is horrible. But I actually enjoy most of it. You have to enjoy your work. I just get stuck into it, get it done. The day goes fast and I enjoy myself.
My favourite thing is being on the tools. It just clears your mind and it just makes your day go so fast. Something I don't like about being in the trade or being on the tools would be the cold mornings. So, yeah, in the mornings when in the winter time it's freezing, you knock your fingers on something, everything's metal and not good. But, yeah, I love it. Everything about it I love.
Despite
The cold mornings are bad, aren't they?
Very bad.
Yeah.
Well, despite the cold mornings, it does sound like a very fulfilling job. Now, if you were to go back in time to when you were 15, is there any advice that you'd give yourself to get to where you are now today?
I think the biggest one is listening. You've got to take in what you're being taught, not just go through the motions. You've really got to take it in. Otherwise, you'll get left behind. You won't have an understanding of why you're doing each task. So I think listening is the key.
Definitely, I agree with that too, because the person teaching you is teaching from experience, and that's definitely the way you get your skills, through experience.
What about you?
I would say getting into the trade a bit earlier. So if there was a system in place, which is like this, the vocational major, starting and getting experience at a younger age, because the quicker you get into something, the better you'll be at a younger age, and you can excel a lot quicker.
Very insightful and great advice. And I'm sure everyone who's younger and trying to get into it needs to hear things like that.
Definitely.
So thank you. So I'd love to know, if you were 15 and you did have the opportunity to get to do the VCE Vocational Major, do you think it's something you'd do, and do you think it would be helpful?
I think it'd be very helpful, because it took me, 7 years to figure out what I wanted to do. So can you imagine, I knew or felt or discovered that I loved being on the tools and getting into the trade when I was in VCE. So I definitely would do it, and it's something that would really have benefited me. If to have these skills is your job, your quality, and how good you are and will be. So having these skills embedded into you in a young age is gold. It's your ticket pretty much to being a good tradie.
And Keith, I'd love to know your opinions, because I do know you went to technical school and you did do that practical hands-on work. So what are your opinions around this?
I was fortunate because I went to a technical school, and a lot of my schooling was specific about building. And
in your technical school, did you learn the practical side of it as well as the actual work-related skills?
Yep, we did. We'd actually, we would have models, and we'd have a frame, then we would go and pitch a roof. We used to use hand saws, hand tools. So when you got the power tools, it was much easier. But every facet of carpentry we learnt before I started my apprenticeship.
Very lucky.
Very lucky.
One more question, just for a little bit of fun. What's your favourite decoration in the room and why?
The yellow parrot, definitely. I love parrots.
Yeah?
Can I have it?
We'll chat later.
I'd say the blue vase, because my mum's got that, and it reminds me of her op shop addiction.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today, the both of you. It's been lovely to get to know more about your careers and this industry. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us on Future Flex. And if you want to learn how to turn your passion into a career, search VCE VM. Thanks for watching.